afternoon, folks. Here on the East Coast, it is 3 p.m. and we have kickoff for Liverpool versus Arsenal today. A hotly contested matchup, one that will always produce goals and has produced goals in the history of the matchup itself. Should be a fascinating game to get going here, and it has gotten started. And we will just finish getting a few things up onto the screen here, just to make sure we have everything covered. So y'all are able to see the team sheet and who is on the pitch as well. Extremely important. Once again, Yahoo, I'm not sure why, has decided to make everything just a little bit or everything all red on the team sheets, which should be quite fascinating. Honestly, not sure why they do that, but hey, to each their own. Just pulled this up on YouTube. Sorry. And I don't think we're on YouTube, actually. All right, so the starting lineup today is somewhat, I would say, a little disappointing for Liverpool not seeing Thiago or Jota starting, but we are getting pretty strong start here. And then Mane is going to be called for a foul onto Tyranny, hit the floor there pretty quickly. I mean, he puts an elbow up, but I don't think it's a red card. I mean, just kind of going for it. It just, yeah, he gets a yellow out of it, I mean, I guess, I guess you could call fair in that situation. But even if it was a if an Arsenal player did that to a Liverpool player, I probably would have just said they're going for the ball and they're both attacking it. So I wouldn't necessarily have given a card in that situation. But hey, I'm not the referee. I'm the one over here commentating the game for obviously a particular reason, you know. So, but this match is at Anfield, a quiet Anfield. Unfortunately, we do not get to play the bigger club. Some of these bigger clubs when we will be having our fans. So most likely we will be traveling to London at a certain point later in the league. When they will have fans and kind of have that advantage over us on this tie. But that is the way it goes in the COVID times for right now. Allison, who had a slight knock that almost made him a scratch for today's match, he actually ends up in goal, so he will be okay. The starting lineup is pretty much unchanged. The shaky back four that we saw a few weeks ago is still there, with Arnold, Gomez, Robertson, and Van Dijk to lead the back four. In the midfield, we have Fabinho sitting in front of the center backs, Gini, Keita with his consecutively fifth start, which is the most he's actually had in a very long time. Really nice interchange here from Robertson and Firmino. Firmino on the edge of the box, but it's going to be cleared out by Arsenal. And our front three remains unchanged as well. Salah, Firmino, and Sadio up at front. Expect here this should be a pretty tough match. I am not necessarily expecting a victory out of this match. Arsenal has kind of had our number and has been that top six rival, not really rival, but top six opponent that's really been giving us a really hard time a lot of these recent matches, sitting back and just hitting us on the counter and basically just taking advantage of our mistakes. Really nice interchange here from Naby on the edge of the box. Going to find Robertson on the left wing. Robertson's going to go back to Gini. Wijnaldum back to Robertson. He's thinking about the cross. Finds Sadio. Pass intercepted. Holding back out to Robertson. Robertson back all the way to Gini. Don't be surprised if they all go back and restart the play back to Van Dijk. As it said, long diagonal here to Arnold. Arnold with a one-touch ball in. David Luiz to clear. Nice ball. Joe Gomez then gets it back to Arnold. Arnold with a heavy pass. Tyranny hits it out for a throw-in. I'm already nervous. It's tough. Arnold here with the throw in. Joe Gomez right back to Van Dyke. And yes, I did forget my Peacock password. Robertson back to Genie here. Liverpool in possession and in control of the match so far, but that still, this is pretty much how every single Arsenal match has gone for the past few times when Arteta has been the coach. A really nice long diagonal there from Van Dijk. It's going to end up being headed downward by Bellerin, but Mane will be the first onto it. Robertson back to Genie. Genie back to Mane. Typically what Arsenal really likes to do is sit back and wait on the counterattack. They do have the league's, I would say, best out-and-out striker in Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He did sign his returning deal back, bringing him and keeping him at Arsenal for a significant period of his time. He's been doing extremely well there, and having Lacazette, Willian, and Aubameyang as the front three for Arsenal does pose a problem with pace, and they are obviously set up to hit us on the counterattack. They have Xhaka, El Mohammedi, and as well, they're playing a back three. So they have two midfielders with El Mohammedi and Xhaka, Niles, Bellerin on the left and right wing backs, respectively. And their defense is comprised of the Brazilian-born center back David Luiz, Kieran Tierney, and Rob Holding. Should be so far has been a match that sort of has been expected. Really bad ball there from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Really poor. Fabinho's going to have to foul and possible red. Oh, no card there. They're going to be okay with the Fabinho foul. Short pass there from Keita. Robertson had to run onto it. But that's exactly what we were talking about, right? That's the Liverpool or Arsenal is going to try to pounce on top of those mistakes. Anytime something like that does happen, they're going to be there on the counterattack, ready to expose us defensively. Here, Xhaka does end up winning the ball back, but kicks it out of play. Aubameyang applauds. Gomez back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk will find Robertson. Robertson on the left wing, going to play it inside ball to Firmino, but it was cut out. Not the greatest decision, I would say, necessarily there from Robertson. David Luiz. Now Arsenal's turn to have a little bit of possession and get themselves comfortable in the match here. David Luiz is going to be standing on the ball here, looking for places to pass and looking for passes to pick. But right now, he ends up finding, I think that's Maitland-Niles on the halfway line. Maitland-Niles back to Xhaka. Back to Leno. Leno, goalie that actually, unfortunate injury against Leicester last year, or against kind of during COVID with the knee injury. It was very ugly. It was very tough to necessarily see. And you never just want to see a player go down like that. But Martinelli, I think was his name, Gabriel, came in really well for him. It was someone that has been at the club for a extremely long period of time. But now that Leno is back from injury, he is the choice number one. Martinelli moved on to, I think it was Villa or another club in the Premier League, slightly lower. The offside flag was called there on Maitland-Niles. Liverpool will have possession of the football once again. So pretty interesting that they end up going and deciding to kind of stick with Maitland with Leno, but I can't really fault them for that. It's never really he hasn't really played himself out of the position just yet. Gabriel came in and did a really good job for him. A center back that is known to be, or a goalkeeper that is known to be pretty decent with his feet, but not the greatest. So 10 minutes into the match here, it's been kind of more consistently dominated by Liverpool into the third of Arsenal. Here, this is the kind of one of the only opportunities that Arsenal has been able to have to go forward, and they were stopped once they ran into the wrecking ball and wall that is Fabinho. Back to Arnold. Arnold's going to find Firmino in a nice bit of space. Nice turn there for Firmino. Joe Gomez to Van Dijk. Joe Gomez is going to find Arnold on the edge of the box, or on the edge there, and then go back to Van Dijk, continuing to be circling and probing as well. Then Genie's going to go all the way back to Alisson. It's fantastic to see him start. No knock on Adrian or anything like that, but I would really prefer to have and that's going to be a foul there by Lacazette on Fabinho. Very close to being actually a misplaced pass. Is something Arsenal could have pounced on right there, but very, very good to it, Fabinho. But this is no knock necessarily on Adrian or anything like that per se, but he's kind of an individual. I'd prefer to have an injured Alisson than, Robertson here is in behind on the left wing. He's going to get a cross in, and it's going to be out for a corner. Really good interchange and play from Liverpool. As I was talking, they were making all the passes, so I apologize that. But it was from Robertson to Mane, back in infield to Firmino. Then Firmino found Naby, and then Naby found the ball in behind for Robertson. Really good defense and cover there by Arsenal to not let the ball go in behind, but excellent overall from Liverpool. An attack that we want to see. Corner in, headed away by Bellerin. Then it's going to be headed again. Arnold's going to be able to win the ball back. He's going to throw in a really early cross. Van Dijk's there. Van Dijk's going to be able to head it. Oh, David Luiz right off of the line. Good defense there by David Luiz and good awareness there, but good job by Van Dijk to stay up. I almost thought Sadio or somebody else was going to be able to pounce on that. The ball was onside. Van Dijk was onside. If you would, Firmino's just like a half step away from being able to knock that one into the net. Beautiful play there, but good positioning there by the Arsenal defense. Another corner inside, cleared away. Going to fall to Aubameyang. No, it doesn't. It's going to be headed back in. Xhaka heads back out. Salah heads. Now we have El Mohammedi heading it away. Aubameyang back to holding. Then Tierney's going to foul Van Dijk, but the advantage is played. Salah on the edge of the box, and then they do not give us back the advantage. Fabinho on the edge of the box. A diagonal found to Sadio inside of the box. Now he's on the left side, outside, looking to pass. He finds Keita at the edge. Keita's going to take a shot. It's deflected, and then it's deflected out for a corner. Holding there, holding very precariously, going to the ref saying that it was his shoulder, because as we know, there are some pretty terrible handball rules that have been implemented this year in the Premier League. Robertson here is going to have the corner. Ball in, really low cross. It looks like something that was made off of the training pitch, and Salah will sky it over. And I just lost my Peacock stream. Oh, it's back now. Here's the kind of the replay of the Leno chance. Wait, I went really far behind. I just went like 10 seconds behind. Peacock TV not doing its greatest right now. NBC, hello. Come on. All right, we seem to at least be back into the place where it is, and it seems like there has been some rain that has come over Anfield here. Liverpool, Lacazette possibly going to get a run in, but no, Van Dijk bodies him off of the ball there. Excellent move there from Van Dijk, and then a really long ball that's going to have Leno playing sweeper keeper, going to kick it out of bounds, and it's going to be back to Liverpool for a throw-in on the halfway mark. It seems as if like a torrential downpour has come out of nowhere, as you can tell where I am. It's actually quite nice and sunny, to be honest with you. Robertson back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk with a nice ball over to Arnold, but it's going to be come out by Maitland-Niles, and now they have a chance on the counterattack. Joe Gomez is going to get in front of the ball. It's going to go in behind Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles trying to make the corner go out on Gomez. Doesn't. Gomez takes care of it calmly. Trent with a long ball looking for Salah that finds Xhaka. Xhaka ends up finding Fabinho, and Fabinho kicks it nicely back to Alisson. I need more coffee for this one. Hasn't been as exciting as I expected so far, but hey, that to each their own, you know. Genie with the diagonal pass. You typically don't see those coming from Genie. Sadio with an absolutely beautiful touch that ends up going to Firmino. Back to Mane. Mane passes it then to Fabinho. Fabinho most likely going to go up to Arnold. He does. Arnold with the chipped ball into Keita, making the run inside of the box. Keita's thinking about passing, gets it to Arnold. Arnold with the box in, and then Mane! It was saved by Leno, directly at Leno, but a really nice cross and interchange play then from Liverpool. Positive so far. No goal as of yet, but an incredible stop there by Leno. Unfortunately, it was kind of directly at him from Mane. Mane did not have much of a chance there. Oh, maybe you could have directed it one other way. That's an incredible just like reaction save, being in the right spot. That's a position save there from Leno. Not necessarily like he reacted to know where it was coming from. It was mainly that he was standing in the right spot, so it was okay either way. Van Dyke to a diagonal ball to Salah, which will actually find Salah's feet. And Salah's going to be in here working on the wing. Maitland Niles comes back to help and throws a long ball all the way back to Allison. So just kind of both teams just kind of throwing long balls here back at each other. See if they can get a little breakaway or something like that. Genie going to find Gomez. Gomez up to TAA. Trent Alexander Arnold. Arnold all the way back to Allison. Then to Gomez. Press on there from Aubameyang, but then backs off once the ball goes to Van Dyke. Arsenal keeping the front three pretty much on the halfway mark. Liverpool will need to find a way how to break this team and this defense or this press down. Van Dyke here to Robertson. To Keita. Keita to Robertson once again. Robertson back to Van Dyke. Arsenal moving pretty well together as a unit, but there is space in behind that midfield line. That there is space to exploit there. Mane would throw in, most likely will give it back to Robertson. He does. Robertson will go back. The possession stats is 73 to Liverpool, 27 to Arsenal. Van Dyke with a long ball here, probably most likely searching for Mane, and it does not end up finding Mane. Liverpool up the field here. Firmino giving back to Fabinho. Up into the final third of Arsenal here. Arnold's going to get it back to Salah. Nice 1-2, but Firmino's not there for the second touch. I have to sneeze. Sorry. And here you're going to see Arsenal basically just play it out from the back, playing into the hands of Liverpool if we're able to actually get something here going, but also plays into the hands of Arsenal if they're able to break down our press with the long ball here. But that long ball will just find Van Dyke. Van Dyke then to Gomez. Allison over to Van Dyke. Allison or Van Dyke now back to Gomez. As it seems as if they're sort of just passing the ball back between each other, waiting to go up the pitch. But hey, that's how it has to work out. Sometimes there's patience. Patience is the name of the sport sometimes here. Robertson's going to hit a ball out on Shaka, and then he's going to be able to get get the throw in from there. Throw in goes all the way back to Van Dyke once again. And still, Liverpool just kind of still continuing to pass it around here. Not much action or not much, just more like kind of trying to break each other's press. And here, there's a lot of space for Firmino and Robertson here going on the attack. Robertson possibly going to get an inside ball. He gets a ball in, and Xhaka's going to have to clear. It's going to be a goal kick for Liverpool. So there you go. Very quickly, all of a sudden, Liverpool spring out the attack when we're able to break the press down. Really nice ball. That was pretty much the only option on for Robertson and Firmino. So good ball there. Ball in from Robertson. The ball in. Cleared away. Shot from. Oh, Alexander Arnold hit the bar. Rob Firmino on the follow up. Not able to get anything to go. It will be out for a corner. An absolute strike from Robertson, but it hits the bar after the deflection. And then Keita in. No. Salah. Nothing. Leno cleans it up again. I would love to be able to see that strike once again from Arnold. An absolute missile from outside. Oh, it gets blocked under Hector Bellerin's legs, and then it just hits the post. He made some beautiful contact with that ball, really sweetly struck ball. Looked like a Stevie Gerrard ball that was struck. And then for Fabinho's going to be looking upfield here, looking for the pass. Robertson is open, but Mane cuts it off. Fabinho back to Mane, Mane back to Robertson. Liverpool content here with the possession and the control of the match so far. Gini, they're really working this left side with Robertson and Mane. They definitely found a possible weakness from from just Arsenal in general. But I'm not, or maybe that's just sort of how the flow of the game's going, not per se. Joe Gomez back to Van Dijk. A lot of passing back and forth between the center backs and the goalie, and with Fabinho. Fabinho then to Keita. Keita's going to try to make a turn upfield like he always does. Possibly almost a misplaced pass, but Salah comes back in for the save and saves the day. Van Dijk's going to play a long ball here, searching for Mane. Still searching for Mane. Mane's going to maybe get there first. Holding has to take a touch, and we'll take it out for a throw-in. One of the best ways, I guess, Liverpool has been able to go up the pitch is play a long ball, put the defender under pressure, and they're going to have to hit it out of play. Works every time. And then Gini there, unfortunately, just misses the ball there and lets it go out of play. So rather unfortunate there for Gini. So I'm not going to call it right now, but this game is begging for Thiago. Just saying. This is one of those games where the team's just sitting back the entire time, playing defense and kind of wanting to hit you on the break. And this is one of those teams of why we actually bought Thiago, was to be able to break down teams like this for this specific scenario. So unfortunately, he had like a minor knock or fitness issue, which probably just means he can't play the full 90. So I kind of expect him to come on, or maybe I hope he's on the sub list. He may not be on the subs. From Gomez now here to Van Dijk. The Robertson on the wing. Robertson, poor touch. El Mohammedi's going to end up with a ball and take it all the way back to Leno. And then Leno's going to be put under pressure here by Mane, David Luiz. And then it's going to be turned over in the box. Keita, Gini at the top of the box with a hit. Straight at Leno. Unfortunate. I'm actually trying to find out if Thiago's actually on the subs list. So just give me a quick second. I want to be able to provide accurate information. I need to find the full team sheet from Liverpool here. Don't really enjoy how they put it all up on. You have to like click a link to be able to see it. It's like, hey, I just want a picture of it type thing. That's about it. Let me see. Trying to find one sub somebody. This is the starting 11. Nope. It's just a person talking about it. The subs are. Oh no, Thiago does not even make the bench here. And Lacazette scores off an absolutely terrible Andy Robertson mistake. This is normal. This is typical. This is how they always score against us. Andy Robertson absolutely has a howler and a half and does not clear the ball, and it follows the Lacazette. Allison not able to make the save. It's pretty poor defense again. Them breaking down our press. Maitland-Niles is going to have a cross here down the box. I mean, it's a shot. It's pretty terrible. And then Robertson just like literally passes it to Lacazette and scores. Like, I don't really know what else to say. It's a terrible mistake. I don't really know. Yeah, Allison's not going to be able to save that in that position right there. I mean, basically gifted the best assist you possibly could for Robertson. Absolutely awful mistake from him once again against playing Arsenal. So it seems once again Arsenal is our Achilles heel. We always seem to make mistakes against them. We can never actually play a full clean match. So here we are down by one. Van Dijk, Fabinho, then to Gomez here. Gomez back to Allison. Allison spreads the play down to Salah. Beautiful, beautified diagonal from the goalkeeper. Salah trying to find Genie, but El Mohammadi read that all the way. Pretty sure Lacazette was offside. Yeah, he totally was on that situation. I was about to say he came back from a pretty bad position there, and yeah, just pretty much absolutely ridiculous goal to give up. Hate to see that. Quite depressing to say the least. Keita and for Firmino here. Keita gets chunked to the ground, and then Firmino's going to continue the play. Salah's going to try to get it in the box. He is inside of the box. He's going to take a shot. Mane scores! 1-1. That's why you play the advantage, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Woo! Beautiful play here to just kind of give it through. It's a ball from Van Dijk to Arnold. And then Arnold plays a nice ball in for Keita. Keita gets fouled here, but Firmino continues to play, picks it up. Salah makes a run. Salah gets the best of Tierney. Tierney can't touch him because of the foul. Palmed away from Leno off of the Salah curled shot. Sadio to tap it in for the goal. Nice shot. And then Mane just able to easily tap it in. Beautiful play, beautiful interchange from Liverpool. Arsenal were only in the lead for very quick, for just a few moments there. But now, once again, it is 0-0. No, we need to cut out these mistakes over and over again. I don't understand what the problem is. But there we go. Mane, I think that takes his scoring total to 3 or 4. I think he actually is leading Salah now after Salah's first opening hat trick. Or maybe they're tied. I kind of forget. But hey, to be honest with you, as long as we're scoring, I don't really care, right? And I don't think any Liverpool fan should really care who has more goals and who doesn't. I guess that, and for all the critique from Bobby, that play was 100% created from Bobby with that nice pass in behind from Salah to have him take that touch and beat Tyranny on the box. So for me to once again, they not necessarily show up in the score sheet. Massive impact there once again. Firmino with the press on David Luiz. Arsenal for the first time sort of have their like front to back play and trying to pin us in our final in our third. Other than that one other than that one long ball that Robertson made an absolute mess of. And here Allison almost makes an absolute mess of another ball here that he actually came out and he was going to clear away and he was going to wait for it to actually fall into his hands, but he just kicked it up into the sky once he realized that Lacazette was was right there. But I think it was actually called offside or a foul. I'm not exactly sure what occurred with that. Gomez is going to find Robertson here on the touchline. Robertson has a bit of space, just looking around, probing on the halfway line. Robertson back to Firmino. Firmino's come quite deep to pick up the ball and see if he can move it forward. Hey, Senegade, how are you doing? Nice to see you. Gomez here, looking, probing, is going to give it to Van Dijk. Van Dijk almost set himself up to play a long diagonal, but the same play up here will get the ball to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Arnold with a ball that does get in behind the Arsenal midfield. So, and then, Firmino was going to play that long ball down there for Robertson, but was not able to. But then Robertson's not able to continue and save the play. It's going to be out on, I think, either Mane or Robertson, one of the two. And then the press is still on here from Liverpool. Everybody's still high up the pitch here. So Arsenal's going to have to play out of the back here. And then I think it's going to go out for a goal kick there. But the attack and the press was on. Arsenal was slightly worried. They did not have much space to actually play out of the half there. So good movement and good play there from Liverpool. Once again, Liverpool has been playing pretty well. They have actually played very well, believe it or not, except the one Andy Robertson howler of a mistake. No, Thiago is not on the bench today. He has a fitness issue, which is typical. I mean, they don't typically our new signings don't play right away. I've said this for like mostly our signings will come in and play right away. It's just not really a thing for Klopp. It's a totally different system. You have to get engaged to the Premier League and all that. So, not the biggest surprise that Thiago's not on the bench today. Fabinho's going to be able to pick the pocket of Shaka. Firmino's looking. Firmino's going to play a really poor ball. He had a lot of options in front of him, but we're going to retain possession. Arnold's going to continue try to open up the wing, guarded here by Aubameyang. Aubameyang doing his defensive responsibilities as a striker. You have to respect that. Genie then back to Van Dijk. Van Dijk to Fabinho, who's going to pass it back to Gomez, and then Gomez back up to Arnold, continuing to try to break down this Arsenal bus here. Keita gets a good ball in, possibly on the edge of the box, crosses it, Leno palms it out, and it's going to go for a throw-in by the right corner flag for Liverpool here. Good reaction save there from Leno. Have to say the shot came in quite quickly. It was kind of right at him, but good to palm it away out of the way from the offense as well. Arnold considering, thinking what he should do. Should he throw? Who should he throw to? And then he ends up taking the safest option, which goes back to, I think, Gomez, and then Gomez to Genie, and then Genie will most likely pass it back to Gomez, and he does. Gomez to Arnold. Arnold gets a nice ball there to Salah, but it's going to be cut out by Tierney. A throw in once again for Liverpool. Arnold tosses it back to Gomez, to Van Dijk. And this has been a good period of time here for Liverpool. If we can actually pick up some 3 points or pick up the W today, because a lot of the top teams dropping points this week, believe it or not. Van Dijk is going to take a few steps forward, but then decide to go backwards towards Fabinho. Gomez is looking for a pass. The Arsenal defense continues to remain somewhat strong, just kind of in holding their position in lines. The objective here for Liverpool is to get the ball in behind the Arsenal midfield and then only have the back three to worry about. We've done it a few times and we've seen good results from it. Van Dijk with the diagonal ball from Firmino on the right wing. Firmino's going to dance around, find Salah. Salah's going to continue to wriggle away, dance. He finds Arnold. Arnold thinking about a cross, gets a cross in. It's going to go over to Robertson, and Robertson scores! Robertson makes up for his mistake and scores! Woohoo! Gotta love it. A beautiful cross and a beautiful interchange. Once again, everybody may say Firmino doesn't score goals. He doesn't assist, but he made that run to get and to start the play. Initially, how the play starts is a long diagonal here from Firmino. Great control, guarded by Tierney. Then he passes it to Salah. Salah kind of wriggles away, draws some defenders, and then Arnold's right there. Arnold had space for the cross, able to pick it out. It leaves and goes all the way to Robertson, and then Robertson takes a touch and just taps it into the goal. We want to make sure, though, and review this, that it doesn't hit any other part of his hand or body. It looks close to his hand, to be 100% honest with you. So I would be slightly worried if this one does get called back. It doesn't. It hits his chest straight on, and then he's able to just tap that in right past Leno. Beautiful play from Liverpool to take the lead at 2-1, and Robertson to cancel out his mistake. So in his head, we're at 1-0. Robertson there coming in. It was fullback to fullback. One assist for Arnold and one assist and one goal for Robertson. They have their own internal competitions of assists. Robertson happy to give Arnold that assist if he's going to take the goal. Here, Firmino's going to have a little bit of space, but Aubameyang does a really good job in tracking back and gets back there. Then Fabinho gets a foot in, and then he has some space to move forward and gets the ball back to Arnold. Arnold's going to take an absolute rip, but he's going to sky it all the way back to the ocean. Liverpool, as I just said, Liverpool is very dominant at the moment, has the majority of the possession. The only mistake of the game, and the only reason Liverpool or Arsenal were even in this to begin with, was a really poor mistake from Andy Robertson that actually passed the ball back to Lacazette, and then Lacazette, all he had to do was tip it in. Bernard Leno here is going to pass it out of the back, and the press is on here from Liverpool. Van Dijk with an easy header down to Fabinho, then Fabinho down to Salah, and then Salah kind of missed it, but then Salah's going to end up on it. And then he gets it back in for Keita. Keita in the box, thinking of passing. Tierney clears. Kieran Tierney, that's what it is. Kieran Tierney clears there. Gomez kind of mispossession of the ball there, but no problem. The goal scorer to the other goal scorer. And then Firmino with a really nice run in behind, looking up to see if anybody else made a run, then to Mane, find Mane. David Luiz out of his center back position, guarding Mane here by the left touch line. And then the ball will cycle back, and then Van Dijk has a really nice diagonal pass to Arnold to shift the defense once again. Arnold's going to go back towards Gomez. Then Gomez to Van Dijk, and then Van Dijk to Robertson. So straight back where we were, moving the defense around, continuing to probe. Van Dijk will go all the way back to Alisson. Alisson looking, thinking there's a little like chipped pass there, and just misses the head of Salah, but then we are able to still have the possession of the football, which is fantastic in this situation. Genie. Pace of play is definitely slowed down here. You could feel that there was a high sense of urgency for Liverpool to come back and get those goals after going 1-0 down. And then now it seems as if Liverpool has transitioned into a little like game management mode, or they're actually just literally trying to figure out how to break down the Arsenal press, where it's like, hey, if you want to like let us sit here and pass, like we'll just sit here and you don't have to like, and we'll just waste time off the clock. Nice break of press there from Fabinho. And then Keita's still trying to fight his way through, but then Arsenal will get the turnover and have possession all the way back to Leno. Sadio with the press, holding, looking, taking the space he's allowed here. Bellerin back to Holding, and then Holding will go all the way back to Leno. Presses on here from both players. Leno's has to go long. He had no other choice. Gomez is able to control very easily. You can see that what they're trying to do is hope for a mistake off of one of the long balls there, and have one of the front three from Arsenal poach it and then break on the counterattack immediately. They're set up to do that, and that's exactly what they want to do. They want to create the even numbers forward. Arsenal knows they can't beat us 11-11, but they can beat us 3-on-3. Nice turnover there. Firmino's going to find Genie, and then Genie's going to think about it one more time. Mane's got to run. Mane, run, and then give it to Robertson. Robertson with the cross there, and then it's going to go out for him. And I think they're either going to call a foul or a goal kick. I think Mane actually, they're slightly at fault. I think he should have made the overlapping run. Rob Holding with a really poor pass. Firmino intercepts, and then Genie here like looking for the pass, like go. I feel like Mane held it up for too long, and he needed to be the one to actually make that overlapping run, not wait for Robertson to make that run. He had the defender right there. But hey, can't be too picky, right? Sometimes someone's going to make a mistake. David Luiz finds Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles guarded here by Arnold, and then it will actually, Arnold does a fantastic job making that go out of bounds on Niles. We take back the possession. Arnold finds Gomez, which pretty nifty volley pass there. Van Dijk to Genie. Genie finds Robertson. Genie continues his run, not picked up, well tracked back by the Arsenal midfield. Gomez to Van Dijk. Van Dijk takes a step forward, back to Robertson, back to Alisson. Hope everybody that's any questions or anything and how you're enjoying or who you support, anything like in that in the chat, feel free to comment or say what's up or anything like that as well. And then Salah's going to pick up the ball here from Fabinho. Nice control, gets it back to Gomez, and then Gomez to Fabinho. Gomez, once again, almost, he did a very good job of getting away from Lacazette there. Van Dijk still kind of looking around, thinking of where to pass. Mane comes short. Nice, decent touch. Then to Fabinho. Fabinho has a pass to Arnold. Cates is going to make the run in behind the left wing back. Arnold with a nice ball in there for Firmino. Firmino leaves it, but Salah just wasn't there enough. Almost really beautiful build-up play there from Fabinho, from Alexander Arnold, who found Firmino, but Firmino needed to like kill the ball just a little more to give give Salah a little more time to run onto the ball. But either way, beautiful idea and great heads up play for the idea, all on the same page there. Passing accuracy for Liverpool is at 88%. Arsenal is at 70%. The possession is 72% in favor of Liverpool. Tierney here with throw in. We'll find Xhaka. Xhaka's going to be tackled by Mane. Just kind of find it funny how he just kind of like leaped on his back or jumped on him. But hey, that's all right. I think we all knew it was going to be a foul. David Luiz, you're having discussions with the ref of, I think you've moved the ball too forward here, but hey, it's each their own. That's right, I always find it funny when players try to move the ball forward, like off the foul. It's like, we're all watching you do this. It's not like a big surprise or anything like that. And then Liverpool played the really high line here, and we'll never know if that was offsides or not. Until they played the replay, but Maitland-Niles was in there. Arsenal was offside. The flag was not raised until after. So really nice high line there, played by Liverpool, but also extremely dangerous play there because it was literally 4 Arsenal players all by themselves with Alisson. So Alisson was about to have his work cut out for him. Xhaka has just a little bit of space, gets to El Mohammadi. El Mohammadi is going to look to the right wing, and then Willian may be onside here. Pretty good touch. He's going to get across in. Gomez with a really nice block. But then overall, it was Willian to be adjudged offside once again. I'm not the biggest fan of this delaying of the offside. It's kind of like let's see how obviously offside he was. Okay, it wasn't that blatant, but he was definitely offside just looking at it. Or actually, a lot of them were blatantly offside. And yeah, Van Dijk's just upset that they don't call this. I understand that in the Premier League, you should just like play the advantage of it because, hey, like God forbid he's actually onside and then he actually could have scored that. I do get it. But like sometimes in those situations, just blow the whistle. I mean, it's pretty obvious that he was offside or not. So that's just my perspective on it. I would like to see them just kind of play it a little more normally instead of just like, hey, like this is going to go on for a really significant amount of time. So Holding with the header that I think maybe was supposed to go back to Leno, but it actually doesn't. And then Bellerin, he gets it to Bellerin, then Bellerin to El Mohammadi. Press, and then Xhaka sort of weirdly heads it in the direction of Maitland-Niles. I'm not sure if that was actually supposed to happen or not. Maitland-Niles is cut out by a combination of Salah and Keita. Arsenal having a little more time into the ball here. The back three with the predominance of the possession and passing here for Arsenal. David Luiz going only backwards, though, to Holding. Then back to David Luiz. David Luiz plays a ball forward for Willian. Willian, big move, kind of, I would say, from Chelsea to Arsenal. Chelsea kind of figured they did not have much more space for him and did not really require his services anymore. So credit to him. He doesn't really need to move many houses or move that far away. Found another club in London that would more than happy pay him his contract and use him for his services as well. Willian, a pretty good player overall. I just think sometimes he just like lacks finishing. He's a pretty interesting winger. I'm not precisely sure, but then again, if I start critiquing him, he's going to score against us, so I'm not going to say anything. I'm done on the Willian topic. Here, Arsenal with their best bit of possession here and control of the match. And David Luiz plays a long ball in behind. Willian's going to be running at it, and it's going to go out of play. So just as I say that Arsenal's experiencing their best set of possession, David Luiz ends up spreading the ball out of play, unfortunately. And it should be halftime quite soon here, I would say. We got 2 minutes of added time. We're going to be playing out of the back here from Allison, Van Dijk, and Joe Gomez. And then Allison tells everybody to go forward. I'm kicking this one long. Maybe is able to find Salah, does not. Fabinho wins the header in the midfield, but does not win the second header in the midfield. Lacazette tries to get a ball over to Aubameyang, but is not able to. And then Lacazette, I think, or somebody there was deemed to be offside or came back from an offside position when they tried to challenge that. Kind of wasn't too sure about that. Not exactly sure what happened in that spot, but hey, Liverpool has the ball, right? Liverpool down, passing it to Robertson. I think we're going to be content here to just kind of go into the halftime 2-1 up. Never mind. Van Dijk plays a really nice diagonal there to Salah. Salah with pretty decent control, able to find Arnold, who passes it to absolutely no man's land. Willian possibly is able to go on the counter here. No, he's not. Firmino still battling away. Willian still has possession. The ball is just kind of going back and forth, running around. And then Mohamedi ends up calming everything down for Arsenal, gets it back to David Luiz. It's kind of in the spot where I thought we were going to try to kill down the match. Relax. Van Dijk plays a diagonal, and we almost lose possession in a really bad spot. So David Luiz here, just thinking about it, thinking probing. He himself plays a really nice diagonal that actually ends up getting cut out there by Arnold, and then Arnold goes for kind of a socking clearance that gets headed out for Tierney. And then I'm going to assume right as Arnold is about to throw this in, it will be blown for halftime. And I am exactly correct on that. Look at that. That's right. Overall, not the worst half in the world from Liverpool, but not a great half from Liverpool. The biggest things here, Mane has his goal, Robertson has his goal, and I would also say Robertson has his own goal as well. I know Lacazette's going to be credited with that goal because he's got to actually physically score it. But hey, in my book, pretty much Robertson gave the ball right back to him and passed it straight into the net. But overall, good performance from Liverpool. We are controlling the match. We have at least 70% possession. Our passing accuracy has been exceptional. We have the more shots on goal. We also have more shots on target overall. The stats will come up and we'll be able to go over those really soon. One of the big things I want to bring up and speak about here is the new handball rule that has been put into effect in a lot of problems, and a lot of people have been bringing this up as a big concern for the Premier League moving forward. Steve Bruce, Roy Hodgson, Jose Mourinho, a lot of big name coaches have been coming out and saying that they want this rule to be changed. The rule as it stands right now is that if your hand is in an unnatural position, no matter what, if you have an idea of it or intent or what you know about it has nothing to do. If it hits the hand and it is away from the body, away from the quote unquote silhouette of a normal defender's body, it will be 100% called a penalty no matter what. If we go back and look at every single penalty that was called this weekend, they were all technically 100% by the book correctly called. So that one where everybody was kind of up in arms about the whole Eric Dyer thing and how it was headed into his arm and he knew nothing about it. I mean, when you're jumping like that, your arm's going to be out slightly by your neck, right? That was actually a correct call in the words of how the law is written. I'm not going to say I agree with it because I don't. I think it's slightly ridiculous. But in the way how the law is written, it is currently being applied correctly by the referees. So that leads us to another problem, right? So if the law is being correctly put, that just means the rule of the law itself needs to change. So there has been discussion from Premier League coaches. There has been discussion all around the league to maybe somewhat try to fix this in the future. But the issue is that this is coming down from
FIFA and also IFAB. So these are like the pretty much every single league around the world plays with these set of rules. One of the biggest things, it was very interesting. Last year, the Serie A had adopted this rule. And I swear, every single match I watched with Juventus, they got a penalty because of this silly handball rule. And it was like another match, and it's 2 penalties, and then it's another one. It was literally Juventus was guaranteed a penalty every single time they played, basically, just because of the handball rule. That's how I feel about it, like it is in England. I don't think there was really much of an issue with how the handball rule was really called last year. The only big issue that I had with the refereeing last year was that I just think the VAR needs to actually just go to the monitor and the ref himself needs to make the decision. That's it. That's the only thing that needed to be changed. I don't think this new adaptation of this handball rule is necessarily a good thing. I hope it somehow does get fixed. We have not been destroyed by it, and we have not benefited by it. But I will tell you, over 32 matches, I will probably break something because of this handball rule, or I probably will break something in absolute happiness because we got the penalty awarded. I don't think that should really happen, and I don't think that should really be a thing, honestly. Once again, here, just kind of looking at the highlights. NBC Sports is going through them. This was the early opportunity from Arnold, finding Van Dijk in the box. Also, just news around other leagues of the world. Luis Suarez, the Barcelona striker and also Liverpool striker, um, ex-Liverpool striker, moved to Atletico Madrid for $6 million this a few days ago, and had his first start in his first. He came on to the 70th minute, and he had 2 goals and 2 assists. So I have to say, Suarez is out for blood. Diego Costa was asked about how do you feel about playing with Luis Suarez, and he says, I feel fantastic. We have one that fights and kicks, and we have one that bites. So, I guess some humor there from Diego Costa. But here's going to be the awful goal, that just the replay of the Robertson absolute howler, passing it straight back to Robertson. Here we're going to actually see how Arnold kind of gets exposed because nobody's actually in that position. He's pushed way too high up the pitch. This is typical. This is something that always happens when people are playing against us. And also one of the biggest issues when we play that high line and when we have fullbacks actually come into that position, it's typically the midfielder spot to really be there. So overall, I think where the handball rule is going, I think it's okay. I really hope it's necessarily going to change. I really hope it doesn't come to a position where we're going to actually have to get impacted by it for something to actually change. Not that that typically ever happens. Typically, we're the club or the last club to ever, be positively impacted by something. But hey, to each their own, right? One of the other big things too is see of who is on the hot seat. I would say Frank Lampard is on the hot seat. Old Gunnar Solskjaer once again on the hot seat. Coaches, I gotta sneeze again. One coach, Frank Lampard, heavily invested in the squad, backed by Roman Abramovich, and has not necessarily produced those results necessary. On the other hand, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer just got saved by the results the other day because of the penalty in the last minute, which was correctly awarded. You can award penalties after the final whistle is blown. That is an actual rule. But just kind of look to them, see if they make any new signings. A few teams that it's not looking good for them. I think Fulham just came up and they're going to go right back down. That team looks awful, like so bad, really, really bad. I think the same thing most likely is going to happen to West Brom as well. I know they had a really good performance against Chelsea, but they can't play defense for their lives. Another team that is completely out of sorts is Wolves. A team that typically was doing really well on top of it all has not been getting it going, has been losing like pretty poorly. So I don't know if Nuno Espirito Santos is actually on the hot seat. Then again, I think he's invested himself into the club, and the club itself has invested in him so much, especially with the players that he wants and the style of play that they actually want, that I think they're actually going to end up kind of keeping him and kind of trying to get through this moment, which is totally fine and understandable as well. One more thing here that I wanted to touch on is oh, I forget his exact name. Osman. It's Osman. All I know is his name is Osman, but it was someone that we were linked with actually from Schalke, a defender. to kind of shore up the defense here for us in Liverpool in the transfer market. We were actually kind of linked to him, but I don't think we are going to be linked with him anymore after he was caught spitting on a defender, and he's now subsequently banned from the Bundesliga for 3 matches. Another big thing that happened this weekend was actually Dortmund losing to Augsburg, a typically high flying Dortmund squad. Took a tumble quite a big tumble this weekend against Augsburg. Nothing was really going for them in that situation as well. And then also, I forget the other. I think it was actually Bayern Munich was also pretty much stomped by Hoffenheim 4-1, which in the German Bundesliga, I mean, typically Bayern Munich are going to be totally fine the entire time. So not the worst time for Dortmund to drop points. I know there were a lot of jokes on Instagram and Twitter. It's like, oh, the season's over. Like, there's really not much you can do anymore. Dortmund already dropped points. Bayern Munich's going to go on ahead and just take the league. But they end up dropping points, so they're kind of even on points there. Dortmund and Augsburg both in similar situations. And sorry, I'm trying to pull up the Serie A because I was following the games yesterday there, and Juventus ended up actually taking the tie or the draw against Roma. Adrian Raboy was actually red carded in the 61st minute. Ronaldo with 2 scores there, one a penalty, and then a goal in the 69th minute. And then there was also a penalty awarded to Roma, and Jordan Vertut scored that and another goal from open play in the 36th minute. Inter Milan. I actually was watching this Inter Milan Fiorentina game. It was absolutely bonkers. I gotta say, the Serie A has a lot of goals in it sometimes. I have to say, and they play some pretty fascinating, fascinating type of football as well. It's very defensive, but it's also super compact. Another thing, I don't really want to talk about the French league at all, so we can sort of ignore that. But one big thing, this is one thing I do want to touch on for anybody interested in American sports or anything like that. The NBA Finals will be coming on Real Life Sports. We'll have the NBA Finals being broadcasted at 9 p.m. on Wednesday night is the first game and tip-off. So join us for that. That's most likely going to be the next stream. Tonight, there's an absolute showdown on Monday Night Football with Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. If you have your fantasy teams and you need big games out of those, I'm expecting you'll be watching those. It's going to be awesome. So watch this. Look at this schedule, right? We get Monday Night Football with Mahomes and Lamar Jackson. And then we get the presidential debates of Biden and Trump on Tuesday. And then we get the NBA Finals on Wednesday. I mean, what a better lineup could you ever have? I mean, not politics or anything aside, it's a pretty good lineup to how you're going to view everything. So it should be a pretty good. I mean, if you just want content and to be entertained, I would say this is a pretty good week, or at least Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for you, especially for me, especially when Liverpool's playing. It's like I got Monday Night Football and I got this Liverpool match. It's absolutely wild and quite bonkers if you would have to ask me. A big thing here this weekend that did happen in the Premier League. Tottenham did drop points against, I forget who. Shoot. Tottenham did drop points. Chelsea did drop points. Manchester United did not drop points, but Leicester City beat Manchester City, having them drop points. So this is very important. If we're able to take this win, it gives us a little early lead early on in the season to just kind of create some space and create a gap and put pressure on other teams, not necessarily just to have all the pressure on us. One of the big things that actually came out of that Manchester-Leicester City match was Rodri and a few other Manchester City players saying, oh, the way how Leicester City is like anti-football. It's like, this is not how we're supposed to play. Like, we made just a few mistakes. They got lucky. To be honest with you, I've been in similar situations as Liverpool, where teams park the bus against them. We typically don't have players that come out and say things like that. The interviews and everything that I necessarily heard from them, I'm not going to lie, it seemed extremely arrogant coming across that way. But hey, like I said, as always, it's like kind of to each their own, however they want to go about it. But I would say Manchester City is slightly in trouble with how they're going. They have a lot of injuries that have piled up, but also you have to understand that even though they may have injuries piling up, they also have one of the deepest benches in the league, right? They have They have millions and millions of dollars sitting on the bench. So there really is no problem with that if they're able to afford it, right? I mean, they have Riyad Mahrez still playing. I mean, if you take their team that played this weekend, it's absolutely spectacular. I would take it in a heartbeat. So nothing, nothing really can be done there or changed there. Sorry, I do have work that is. Let's see. Okay, sorry about that. I apologize. So I do these sort of during work. So sometimes I have to like answer an email and make sure I'm not losing my job. I am a Liverpool fan. Sergeant found you. Thank you for the follow. Really much appreciated. We should be starting back here relatively soon. Back, I think halftime should be starting really soon, actually. But yes, I do. I'm a Liverpool fan. I what? Yes, yeah. There you go. I'm glad that you're a Liverpool fan as well. Yes, Liverpool for life. Are you from England or are you necessarily from United States or anything like that? I'm just kind of curious. Also, I'm sorry, but I am absolutely I when I was looking at the email over there, I do have to use the restroom before the halftime comes back. I typically do this with another commentator, so it always is able to have some keep the banter going and everything like that as well. But unfortunately, I am on my own today. So just a quick restroom break, and then we'll be back for the second half. Super excited for it as well. Awesome. And here we are, back to the restart here. Sorry, slightly just a minute late here. I have Liverpool pajamas and a dressing gown. I'm wearing them. Welcome me clothes. You're from the UK. We are the same. What team? Yeah, mostly there are typically mostly other Liverpool supporters on the stream. Sometimes we're doing the Liberty City match, the Lincoln City match the other day, and there were actually a bunch of Lincoln City supporters in here, which was pretty awesome. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty exciting. Here, David Luiz here is going to get the ball up to Willian. Willian does have a step on Robertson here on the right wing, and then he's going to find Bellerin. Bellerin tries to play another pass in for Al Mohammadi, but Mane doesn't really Good job stepping back and tracking back there. Now Tierney's going to have the ball. Tierney's going to move inside. And then Arnold with a really nice step into that. And then Arnold tried to get another ball in. And then Genie definitely has Mane in. He's in here by himself. Does he have the shot? He takes it with his left, and it's not going to go. It's going to go over the bar. Sadio in that situation, I think he had no other choice but to shoot. But I would have to say that if that ball comes in sooner, right now with more pace on it, he has to slow down, which unfortunately is why David Luiz and Holding are able to get into the play. And then there's just like there's literally just not enough Liverpool players forward to actually make a difference there. But good play. Good awareness. Here's Arsenal once again playing out from the back, playing with fire, as always. Very similar to Manchester City, but clearly an Arteta idea here. Tierney's going to continue to try to get out of it. It's not going to work. Gomez is going to pick up possession. Fabinho will have the possession in the final third. Continues to move forward, finds Mane. Mane turning, looking, finds Robertson. I've only watched it 6 times since last December. There is something wrong with me. No, don't worry. There is nothing wrong with you. That is absolutely normal. I actually, depending on how the result of this game goes, I have my Premier League crown that I was wearing for all of the other matches before this. So I would actually wear a crown, which was quite hilarious because we are champions of the Premier League. Trent is going to find himself into the book there. Unfortunately, I think for a tackle on Tierney, yeah, he kind of went in to close down. It's not necessarily like, oh, he does stomp on him pretty bad. Fair yellow card, I would have to say. And 7-2 in the Lincoln match it was really nice to see the subs or kind of just the bench players and the squad players to be able to go out there and go to work here, so they have their confidence here. Aubameyang's going to be in behind. He's going to be coming out to his right foot. He gets it to Lacazette. Lacazette then passes to Niles. Niles with a pretty poor shot that went absolutely nowhere. Bellerin will have it on the edge of the area, then back to Willian. All Liverpool 11 players, all back. Van Dijk with a nice header to clear it away. It's going to fall to Fabinho. Fabinho must clear. Fabinho does clear. Xhaka picks up the ball, picks up the possession, tries to get it. Keita intercepts. Now it's Firmino. The ball's, Firmino plays a ball. Firmino almost played a ball in there. And then Gomez is going to cut this ball out from Aubameyang that was looking for Maitland-Niles. Does a really good job there, Gomez, to get a goal kick out of it. I was saying Firmino almost was able to play Salah in behind there. He just needed to play a through ball that was not going to touch the defender. He actually just needed to put it into space so Salah could run onto it, and he had the pace to beat it. Go put it on reverse, and then Massing. Yeah, I feel you. That's awesome. I love it. Arteta there looking somewhat disturbed. And then Van Dijk here with a nice diagonal. He's most likely going to find Salah. He does. Salah with a slightly poor touch. Yeah, Salah's an absolute. I love Salah with all my. I've loved pretty much every player on this team. With an absolute with a burning passion. It's crazy. Ibrahim Ahmed. Thank you very much for the follow here on Twitch. Very much appreciated. I'm sorry if there are follows on the YouTube side. The notification does come up. Firmino's in behind here. He's going to put it into the box. And then Tierney with a nice clear away again. So Liverpool here probing, picking away at the defense here of Arsenal. Definitely want to get a few definitely want to be able to get another goal here to kind of space this out. It's still not superly comfortable right now, I would say, for Liverpool. But thank you for that follow. Really much appreciated. A nice ball in behind here for Arnold, and Arnold crosses it. And then it's going to be easily cleared away. It was a really nice cross there, but the defense from Arsenal was where it needed and was supposed to be. Gomez then finds Van Dijk. Van Dijk takes control of it calmly. As always, cool as a cucumber. Well, I would rather actually give Van Dijk another analogy. I feel like cool as a cucumber actually doesn't give him enough credit. I feel like that's the wrong. A nice ball here that, no, not very nice at all. Ends up into the chest of Holding. And then Arsenal will have a little bit of possession here. The ball will find Hector Bellerin, and he will have a little space to move forward in. El Mohammadi gets it back, goes back to Holding. I would say the way Liverpool is set up here, it's set up pretty much the same way. I think both teams are set up pretty much the same way. There really have not been any halftime changes to the tactics or sort of effort levels, I would say. It seems like it was a pretty much direct restart for the 45 minutes. can maybe say that Fabinho's a little pushed up higher than pitch than usual, but nothing too surprising on how both of these teams have come out. These are kind of two managers that typically like to stick to their to their guns and their tactics. So not much necessarily has changed here for both squads coming into this halftime. David Luiz, we're still on the edge of the box here. Mane's going to be able to get the turnover on Holding. Mane into the box, thinking about it, is he going to turn? He throws the back heel for Robertson. Oh, it's a little too late. And then Holding's going to be able to get the ball out for a throw. Holding knew he was had a mistake there, and it was on him, but he does cover his own mistake by hitting it out for a throw in. Robertson to throw. Really good press there by Liverpool. Arsenal too slow, just sitting on the ball. Have you heard of 4-4 tunes? Yeah, this is exactly what this team is, basically. It's awful. Sort of. This is like the park the bus counterattack. It's like the same thing that Leicester have been doing their whole time with Vardy, I think, in my opinion. I think both teams kind of Arsenal's sort of trying to get really good at this to play with the bigger teams and then kind of implement their style later on, and the Arteta passing style. Because you do see the style has like fully changed. Alisson was actually waving away Gomez there, and Gomez says, "Nope, I'm going to take it." Van Dijk throws in a diagonal, not sure where it's going yet. Tierney cuts it out. Would have been a nice ball in behind. Maitland-Niles fighting with Arnold. Arnold loses out there, and it'll be a throw in for Tierney. Because they pretty much Willian, as much as it's like a 4-3-3 or a 3-5-3, I guess you could say, as Arsenal's kind of has it, or sorry, 3-4-3, but Willian doesn't really play up front. He kind of tracks back more and plays right behind Lacazette and Aubameyang. So they pretty much are just playing with two strikers up front. So it is kind of interesting. And I will definitely check out this video after the stream. This looks actually hilarious. And oh, wow. It's also about Liverpool. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to watch this afterwards. Thank you very much, Sergeant Found You. I'm very happy that you got this content over to me so I can watch this. Bellerin's on the right wing here. He's pushing forward. He's going to get a cross in. The cross in finds Arnold. Arnold clears. Fabinho misses the second clear as Xhaka sends another ball in. Salah tracks all the way back, and he's able to get in there. Then Firmino plays an early ball to Mane, cut out by Holding. Then another header from Robertson will eventually find Mane. Firmino and Mane continuing to go forward. Mane gets a burst of pace, but then it's too much for who won the league. Yeah, Liverpool, of course, us. Woohoo! And then up to Robertson. Definitely a lot of confidence here for Liverpool on the ball and exactly what they can do. You can, I guess, from the team talk or anything like that. No, he didn't score. Nobody scored yet. Trust me, you'll know when we score or when somebody else scores. You'll definitely know when somebody scores on this channel. Joe Gomez is going to find Arnold here. The press is definitely still on from Arsenal. They're definitely coming forward. They still have their front three and their midfield pushed up as well here. And then Aubameyang almost absolutely just took it from Alisson. Once again, I'm losing years off my life sometimes when we watch these matches. Yeah, I feel bad for my my apartment neighbors and stuff like that because when they score, it's just like, oh, this guy must be crazy. What's going on at a Monday afternoon, right? Well, for me, it's Monday afternoon. Keita then to Arnold, continuing trying to probe and break down this defense here. Van Dijk gets it to Gini. Quick turn by Gini. Gini's turn leads him to passing it to Robertson, then Robertson back to Van Dijk. Christopher Gonzalez, hey, how are you doing? The game's going pretty well. I would have to say it's been kind of a nervy game, but also a pretty good game. We have most possession of the ball. We have around 70 to 80% of the possession here. The interchange here for Firmino, then to Salah. Then Salah's going to chip it in for Keita, headed away from Holding. I think the right play would have been waiting for the overlap from Arnold. But that plays, now the ball's kind of up in the air. Looks like we're playing League Two football right now, but that's okay. Arnold ends up controlling the ball as well, gets it back to Gomez, and then all the way to Robertson. So right now for me, it is 4 p.m. So 4:15. So it's 5 hours behind. 6 hours. 4 minus 5 hours behind. We're 5 hours behind. Beautiful diagonal there to find Robertson. Robertson possibly with an early cross. He gets it in an early cross. Leno out there to save. Yeah, the game's going well. This has been a pretty good one of Liverpool versus Arsenal. Arsenal kind of getting that cheap, really easy goal off of the Robertson mistake, but then Robertson made up that mistake by scoring his own goal. Or I'm in the capital. I'm in Washington D.C. But it's kind of close to the Big Apple. I grew outside of the Big Apple here, and that Fabinho challenge onto Willian was quite heavy, and I think it was a clean tackle actually, but it appears that William is down in kind of some pain here. Christopher, what do you think of the Heat and Lakers final? I think it should be a really fascinating finals. Really excited to turn that on for Wednesday. I was saying before, we have quite the schedule here for Americans and other people that are interested in sports. Today we have Arsenal Liverpool. Then later tonight we have Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. So it's Ravens Kansas City Chiefs. And then tomorrow, I mean, wherever your political beliefs may lie or anything like this, we'll always keep this channel apolitical. But I mean, a debate between Joe Biden and Donald Trump right now is probably pretty good prime entertainment. And then we have the NBA finals on Wednesday. So we have a pretty good schedule coming. Yeah, Sergeant, I actually, so because of a lot of the Liverpool stuff that I follow I actually follow up with a lot of the politics here. Fabinho's actually going to have some space to be able to go forward, but Lacazette from all the way from the halfway line tracks Fabinho back all the way. It was a really good chance for a run there, and then Liverpool are going to have to get back here. They're playing him on side. He's offside. Lacazette's on here. Lacazette, he's going to go to chip Allison. No chip. Allison saves. It was offside, but they allowed them to continue the play. So that whole play and my excitement technically should not have happened. We were technically not in any sort of shape there or any sort of trouble, I guess, because the offside did come up late. Um, I love all three sportsmen, so sports is all good for me. Yeah, but soccer is better. Yeah, I agree. Another thing, and yeah, the whole Boris and Trump thing, they're very similar type people. I've been following along. Just when you follow soccer news around the world, you tend to follow. Oh, Mane, really nice ball in behind here, and then Holding's gonna have to hold him off there. It was a beautiful ball in behind, though. It came out of absolutely nowhere. It caught me by surprise, but it found Mane's feet in the box. Yeah, I think so. This is one of the biggest problems. This is one of the biggest problems for me is that this whole like offside rule, like I feel like they got to raise the flag earlier because in that situation, like I thought that he was onside the entire time, and Lacazette was like, I mean, Allison saved it from the chip, but I mean, like he goes all the way in and like could possibly score, and then you got a VAR check it to send it back. I don't know. I feel like when it's an obvious onside, just blow the whistle. It's not that hard. Like you're right, but I understand the reasoning behind it. I just I like when there's less stoppages and the referees do their job. Because in reality, we should have gotten pretty much a free kick at like the quarter or like the third line, like third way mark, instead of actually just playing it out from the back. So that could have actually like hurt Arsenal in one way or another. I feel like it should just be if it's offside 100%, you just restart it from where the offside is. Um, use Christopher Gonzalez here. Barca 4-0 against Villarreal. I'm excited for the season. Sergio. Yeah, what do you? I think. Oh, Salah's in behind here. Is going to get a ball in for Firmino. Salah, edge of the box, shooting with his left. It's going to be deflected away by Bellerin. It's going to fall to El Mohammadi. Maitland-Niles. Salah picks up the ball again off the edge of the box. He falls. Keita picks it up. And then Keita's going to try to get it to Mane. Mane here on the edge. Mane gets a nice ball in behind, but I think it's a little too much for Keita. Holding clears. It's going to be a throw in there. Yeah, I don't think VAR for me is not the big. My biggest complaint for VAR is that last season was like kind of okay. I just want the referee, if you're going to use it, I want the same referee going to the monitor, not just having some arbitrary referee look at it. Like, I want the actual referee to go look at his own call and see if it was wrong or not. I want that person to judge it. And they've made that change this year so far. Van Dijk, I think, is going to take a hit. He does. Oh, it's a tough save there from Leno. Nobody there on the rebound, but really nice hit there from Van Dijk. And Maitland-Niles will slice the clearance. Yeah, Gonzalez here, you're talking about, or Christopher, you're talking about Barca over here. Yeah, they had a really nice win against Villarreal. It will be really interesting to see how they do later on in the season. I spoke earlier about Luis Suarez actually scoring 2 goals in 20 minutes and registering an assist for Atletico Madrid in his day debut. So it's definitely interesting. Yeah, Sargent found you. I'm sure they both go to the same hairdresser as well, maybe. Here, Arsenal still has some of the possession. Still kind of worrying. I'm not necessarily worried about how the game is going right now. A 1-goal lead against this team where we're so mistake prone and playing this offside. I think Lacazette's on here, and then he's not going to be able to score against Alisson once again. And I don't think there's going to be a flag that goes up there. And then Maitland-Niles, still Aubameyang on the left wing. Aubameyang's going to get it back to Tierney. Tierney is going to throw in a cross there. Van Dijk's going to get the easy header away. Genie, it's going to end up falling to Denis Ceballos. Then to Al-Mohammadi. So this is what I'm talking about. Liverpool needs to get another goal here because we're playing this extremely high line against some of the best strikers. Aubameyang's in behind here. He's going to throw in a cross. It's going to go over everybody's head. Yes, that picture. Yeah, it's very similar hair. And then, yeah, Trent playing Lacazette there on side. He was through on goal and has to score that about Alisson, but Alisson really quick to get off his line there, standing tall and standing big as well. But here, still worrying in nervy moments. We do want the 3 points out of here. Keita is going to be able to push forward here. Maitland-Niles trying to come back and guard him, but then he's going to win the ball off of Keita. And Firmino's going to win the ball off of Ceballos. Then Trent dances around Aubameyang. And then Trent ends up finding Keita. Keita goes for the run-in again to Salah, then back to Firmino. And then Keita, nice turn there from Mane, possible foul. And then Keita gets the ball and then gets it back to Mane. Mane is going to consider running, and he starts running at the defense. Firmino with a really nice ball. It finds Mane. Mane chips it. It was an inch from the goal. Oh, that was so close. It was right behind him, and he was almost able to tap it in. It was kind of a misplaced pass that ended up finding its way through the kind of just all the defenders, and it just kind of ricocheted. Firmino played in that pass, and then it fell right to Mane, and Mane tried to turn around and finish with his left. So close. So close. So close. But here we go again. Arsenal's going to try to play out from the back, play a ball, find El-Mohammadi's head, but that will only end up finding the feet of Fabinho. Then to Genie, to Robertson, to Mane. Then to Genie. Here we're still in the Arsenal third. Yeah, very similar facial features. Yeah, and hair. That picture does quite show it, no matter if you support or don't. Either way. Fabinho then to Robertson, and then Van Dijk here to Keita. Then Fabinho, kind of a passing clinic here from Liverpool. Robertson's going to throw in an early cross. He's not going to find anybody. Tierney heads away. It's going to find the feet of Gomez, and then it'll find the feet of Van Dijk. And it finds Arnold, and I think we will go. Oh no, Gomez does play a pass forward here to Salah, and then the Salah ball finds Arnold, and then it'll go all the way back to Van Dijk. So trying to cycle the play here as much as possible, and also get the ball rolling here. Gomez then to Keita. Mane gets muscled off the ball from Willian, and Willian will be called for the foul. I'm not sure if that was really a foul there, to be honest with you. I don't think I would have
I don't think I felt that I wouldn't feel that comfortable really calling that. And it looks like I think this and Ketia is going to come onto the pitch here. I'm not exactly for sure for who, but they will. Standing over the ball is Robertson and Alexander Arnold. I'm assuming this will be a cross. I don't. There's. I mean, if someone tries to shoot from here, we'll see. Robertson with the ball in, unable to beat the first man. Quite disappointing. Back to Robertson from Keita. Robertson's going to play in another ball. He's looking for Genie in the far right. It's going to be headed away. Aubameyang ends up with the ball and then tries to get the pace past Fabinho, and then Fabinho is just bigger and stronger than Aubameyang. I mean, Aubameyang just pretty much threw himself to the floor. The second Fabinho got in front of him, he just kind of like fell to the floor. I don't really know if you can complain about that. And then Mane just absolutely puts Bellerin into the into the grinder right there. Score yellow card still here on Bellerin. Not necessarily happy about it. But I mean, that is a yellow card, 100%. He's on the turn there, and he's stopping him on the turn. And then they're going to see what's the difference between that and the other one. Well, there is no difference because Fabinho just gets in front of him, and then he falls to the floor. Like, Mane actually physically had to make the turn and go the other way. So I think that yellow card there is pretty, I would say it's not I think it's fair. I don't think it was anything crazy. I think the Fabinho one was fine as well. Salah here. Salah's going to find Keita. Keita on the edge of the box, and then Keita hits. And then Robertson's going to fall to Robertson, and it's going to go to Robertson again. He crosses it in, nothing. It's going to go back to, I think this is Maitland Niles or Pepe. Not sure what Ceballos here is saying, but here David Luiz going to have the ball for Arsenal here in the 68th minute. Rob Holding, El Mohammedi. Genie's pressing here. So is Salah. Salah has come for the press as well. And then Salah's gone all the way for the press to Holding. And then it's a bad ball in that finds Mane. And then Salah's going to have the ball on the edge of the box. Keita gets it back to Mane. Mane with a really nice move on Bellerin. I think he's going to possibly get to the byline. He does. Mane gets around another. He curls it in, and then Leno saves. You must be ahead of me because it's still 2-1 for me. Oh yeah, that was an early foul call. Mane wasn't lucky not to be sent off. I would say. I said it was pretty. It was just an elbow that came up when he was trying to make a turn, and it just happened to hit him in the face. It wasn't anything with the 10. He wasn't looking at him. He just had the ball and was trying to make the turn from it. A yellow card was totally fair for that. It wasn't egregious or like overly, wasn't overly over the top with it either. So it was completely fair. I think the yellow card was fine. Rival clubs will probably try to make the most of it, obviously, and say that we got away with something as they always do. And this is the replays here on all the Allison saves, offside or not, so far. Arnold with the throw in that will go out of play. Liverpool once again with another throw in. Ball long sent to Mane. Then to Firmino. Tierney passes it back to Holding. Fabinho's going to push forward here. He's going to get it to Robertson. Yeah, 10 men on the opposite team makes a difference. Yeah, that Chelsea match was definitely very different. Also, we had Thiago throughout that, the last 45 there, so that he definitely made a massive difference. Hopefully, we'll be able to get him incorporated in the side soon enough here. Van Dijk, then to Robertson. Robertson to Mane. Back to Robertson. Then to Mane. Mane finds nobody in the box. It's deflected. Then he's will get shouldered away, and it will be a free kick here. It will be a shoulder-to-shoulder free kick there. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah, I think Ceballos totally pushes him away there. There's enough contact in the back to basically push him off the ball. I think that's a fair call. He doesn't necessarily get some type of position that's. I don't know how you can complain about that if you're Ceballos. If I was if Liverpool player too, I mean, he pushed him in the back. I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with that. I'm going to agree with the ref on this one. And then here we will have a pretty much a closer corner, just on the edge of the box here. Pretty much just right outside of the box from basically. Yeah, it's going to be Arnold to cross it. No, Robertson with the cross. It's going to go back post. Nothing. Tierney heads it away. And then they finally call a foul. So I'm not necessarily sure. I think Salah was necessarily shown a card, or was deemed a foul, and then they were going to let it go if not. But a good call there. Oh yeah, I've seen the Thiago song. I would have to say it's a very good one. I can't wait till Anfield itself is going to be able to sing that song for all of us. And Nketiah is going to be coming onto the pitch here for Arsenal. Once again, they continue to try to play out from the back. The press is on here once again for Liverpool. Allison passes it and finds Robertson here. Yeah, I can't wait till Thiago they're able to sing that song. Oh, you found the emote. There you go. Yeah, it's a little Duke Blue Devil. Where my brother of mine is a very big college football or college basketball fan. So that's why it's like a little like emoji with the devil on it. I would say it's kind of neat. I kind of mess with it. And then Salah's here, going to be on a run. He's going to be pushing forward, finds Firmino. Firmino's not able to get to the ball. It's going to be nicely cleared away, I think, once again, for Maitland-Niles. Yeah, it's your new emote. There you go, man. Appreciate it. I love you posting it. Hector Bellerin. Bellerin's going to be able to move forward here. He's going to have a lot of space. He's going to find Maitland-Niles here on the left wing. Maitland-Niles still going forward. Arnold on that red card, or on that yellow card, sorry. Red card, he wouldn't be on the pitch. Ceballos, really nice ball in behind here. I think he's onside. Allison, sweeper keeper, first one to get out there too. Sadio's going to be running at the holding. Sadio running at holding, continuing running at holding, cuts in on the right, finds no pass, and then gets a ball somehow to Firmino. Firmino's going to take a shot, takes a shot. Oh, it's deflected and it goes out for a corner. Whew. Close. We're picking for that second goal. 15 more minutes left in the match. Still kind of nervy. I feel like it's such an open match that it's like terrifying because Arsenal are still able to have their chances, and then Liverpool also have some of their chances at the other end as well. Arnold with the cross in, and then it's going to go up. I think Van Dijk's going to end up getting be charged for the foul there on Leno, unfortunately. But Leno did do a good job commanding his goal or commanding his space and his area there very well. 14 more minutes here for Liverpool against Arsenal. Liverpool up 2-1 off of Sadio Mane goal and also an Andy Robertson goal and a Andy Robertson absolute bluster as well. Just score. There's the song. I love it. If we only had this 50, 60,000 people in Anfield right now being able to bounce up and down and sing it would be way more exciting. You'd be hearing way more crowd noise coming through the stream, which would be awesome. But unfortunately, I'm not going to pump fake crowd noise through this thing because that would be fake. Salah or Chamberlain, he's been with Thiago coming in. He's kind of down the pecking order. Bellerin's going to make a run here. Robertson is tracking him. Bellerin's going to try to get a first-time ball in there. Robertson's going to be able to get the ball in, but unfortunately, it's going to go out for a corner for Arsenal. Here, they're going to be taking the corner. Liverpool cannot lose their concentration on this here. This is extremely important. Oh, low cross in, doesn't beat the first man. Robertson does a very good job getting that away. Bellerin somewhat confused here on how it probably should be a throw-in, but he doesn't necessarily it doesn't have necessarily any advice or anything crazy here. And then we're going to see first-time new signing. Well, I take this back because we technically saw him against Lincoln City, but this is going to be his first Premier League appearance here. The 42 million pound signing, Diogo Jota, is going to be coming on to the pitch. But first, Milner will replace Keita in the midfield to kind of put more assurance and defense to be able to hold the score line. Or wait, the board definitely said 7 and 8, but I'm going to assume they're taking Mane off for Jota, is how it is. And then Van Dijk is going to give Mane the captain's armband to pass it along to Milner here, as he is the captain of the squad when Henderson is not in place. Mane, a pretty good evening, a good shift in for him. Good for him to take the seat, hopefully a good 10 minutes, kind of a little cameo here for Diogo Jota, be able to get onto the pitch, and we'll see what he's sort of made up of against another Premier League club, not in Lincoln City. He played pretty well against Lincoln City during the week. Good to get him under the time. Joe Gomez, nifty move there to thwart the press. Robertson back to Milner, then Milner back to Robertson, then to Firmino, and then Jota's already on his first touch. He's already in here. He's thinking about passing to Gini. He passes it back to Salah. Oh, it doesn't get back to Salah all the way, but it was a really good patient cross there from Jota, already getting involved. He's already like, wow, this quickly, and I'm already able to get in behind the defense. Raleigh Polly Pot. I'm not sure who that is or what that is. I'm sorry. Found you. Here, Van Dijk to Gomez and to Robertson. Robertson was possibly going to play that ball in behind. Jota ends up taking the ball, taking the possession of it as well. He's going to continue running, but Ceballos takes the ball away from him for the quick turnover, and then Jota cuts his pass out, so it'll be a throw-in for Arsenal. Oh, and the ball almost that was past the Tierney in front of the Arsenal goal almost ends up in the back of the net. The really poor pass there from Arsenal. Okay. No, yeah, I don't know who that is. I'm assuming it's probably some other streamer or something like that. Here, Firmino's going to have space here. He's going to be going in. He finds Jota. Jota at the edge of the box first time. He's going to take a shot, and it looked a lot better. It looked a lot better than it when it left his foot. But hey, the new signing here is finding his space and finding also his confidence as well, getting into these spaces. And I think he's slotting in pretty much perfectly in his position right there. David Luiz slowly starting to march forward, but Arsenal still trying to play out from the back from Leno, Luiz, and everybody else. And then the ball will end up finding Nketiah. Oh, you got him banned. Wow, yeah. It's probably not yeah, please don't get us banned. We haven't done anything wrong. Here, Milner is going to have the throw in. Robertson back to Van Dijk, then back to Gomez. We just sort of need to kill the match and leave it as it is right now. Gomez is going to find Salah with a really nice diagonal ball. Salah looking, most likely will pass backwards outside of boot pass nicely to Arnold, then to Gomez, then back all the way to Van Dijk. And then also here to Milner. Long diagonal once again to Salah. Genie's in there. He's able to get the pass. He doesn't. Salah's still going to be cutting in on his left foot. Finds Jota. Jota on the edge of the box. Jota hits the side netting. Oh, Jota easily could have probably opened up his Liverpool scoring account there if he's onside. I think he was. Yeah, he totally was onside, and then he just needed to slot that in. Unbelievable. He was so close to opening up his scoring account there against Arsenal and just hits the side netting, a goal that we actually sort of needed right now as well to be able to just put this game to bed. And yeah, thank you. Liverpool supporters always stick together no matter the circumstances or the topic or really anything, I would have to say. David Luiz, it's going to find the ball, is going to find Leno at his feet, holding on the edge of the box, then back to Ceballos. Still, I mean, Arsenal just really play with this like passing out of the back, and I understand that it can be really good, and it's caught us on the counter as it sort of is here. Nicolas Pepe is going to be one-on-one with Van Dijk. Still continues to be one-on-one, or no, now it's 4-on-1 with Liverpool players. The help has gotten there. Bellerin's going to try to get a pass. He does get the pass there for Pepe, and then the ball's going to go out for a corner, and Van Dijk is absolutely livid by the fact that it is a corner kick there. Also, I don't know if that's Nicolas Pepe. I think it's Nketiah. I think I called that wrong, so I apologize. But Arsenal here with the corner. 5 minutes to go. Low cross. Doesn't beat the first man once again. So many crosses in the Premier League never beat the first man. You always have to wonder. It's like, what are you doing? I don't really understand that all the time. And then Salah just coming in onto your screen, tracking all the way back. I think that was actually Genie, a nice ball or a decent ball here with an idea in behind here. Sicko mode or more Bamba? I'm kind of a more of a Mo Bamba kind of guy, just me personally. But sicko mode's also not that bad. I think sicko mode's been pretty good. They're both. I mean, they're both my like. I go to the gym, listen to both of them. Put it that way. I don't discriminate. Jota with a really nice control and body right there. Finds Robertson, then back to Milner. Robertson to Fabinho. Fabinho to Jota. Jota leaves it slightly short for Robertson, but he walks onto the ball. Then back to Van Dijk. Sort of Liverpool once again trying to kill the game, and we'll try to get through these next 5 minutes of the match. Firmino fighting with David Luiz, and then here we maybe will be in behind. Salah should have passed it to Genie. Genie's in here. Genie has a really nice touch. Gets it to Jota. Jota, what are you doing, Salah? Salah just got into Jota's way for absolutely no reason. I don't understand. That was ridiculous. Jota had literally a free shot at the net, and then Salah just tried to take the ball from him to score. I don't understand what Salah was doing there. That was really bad.
But hey, I mean, at least we're getting into these scoring positions and able to break down the defense like this. But still, I would really feel a lot more comfortable if we were able to score that one more goal. Or yeah, why not both? Exactly, that's what I said. Why not both? Van Dyke all the way back to Allison once again. Joe Gomez is going to find Jota here. Jota really getting involved here, finding himself nicely into the side here. And then he is going to win a corner kick out of that. Jota's been absolutely fantastic since coming on. Salah just taking the goal from him. I don't really understand. Yeah, he was waiting for it, and then Salah kind of touched it. But hey, it happens. It's still miscommunication between new team players. They're kind of having a little laugh about it. Not so. It's understandable. Yeah, I know the video. I just can't watch it right now while streaming, obviously. So I'll have them queued up for later. But I have seen the video. Here, Robertson with a cross in. Robertson headed away from holding. Good defense from Arsenal. And then Alexander Arnold throws another ball back in. It's going to be on the right wing. It's going to be collected by Salah with Ceballos defending him. Salah trying to find some help. He does. And Arnold throws a cross in, headed away from Luis. It's going to fall to Jota. Jota hits. It's a goal for Diogo Jota. He starts off his first career appearance in the Premier League for Liverpool. Ends up in a goal. Salah stealing his goal or his moment just a little bit prior. Now he's able to come in and he gets his goal. Salah's probably really happy because he knew he stole the goal from him and ruined his chance there. But a really nice play there. Salah passes it to Arnold, and then Arnold with a really nice ball out. And then the header from David Luiz ends up finding, just falls right to Jota. Jota, nice control, knees it down, heads it, or just hits it down, and then just knees or volleys it into the ground. Really nice goal. Finds the corner flag, or finds the corner of the post. Nothing really Leno could do from it. You see here, David Luiz heads it out, falls right to the knee of Jota. Good control on its way down. He just volleys it. Nothing could be done. Fantastic goal there. They're possibly looking at this for VAR because it did hit his hand. Or hit his arm, I guess. Nope, no check at all. It will be 3-1 to Liverpool. So I would say now we feel slightly more comfortable. Here we are in the attack once again. Genie's going to find Robertson here on the left wing. Back to Milner. Robertson's going to kind of come forward. Jota plays a long ball all the way back towards Milner and Van Dijk. Joseph with really poor touch there, fortunately. He's probably just overly excited. Genie picks up and wins the ball back into the midfield here. He's going to pass it to Firmino. Firmino, one touch straight back to Fabinho. Then Fabinho's going to spread the ball up, back to Genie, then to Firmino, back to Genie, then back to Arnold. A lot of touches here for the Liverpool players trying to wrap this one up. And yeah, I'll go put on my crown for you. Taking this game. We are still technically the Premier League champions, so I can still technically wear this crown. So we are still crowned champions. But now that we are beating Arsenal, I feel a little more comfortable wearing it since we're not going to jinx too much if we're up by 2 goals. But hey, anything could really happen, right? But Jota here, he's probably going to be able to find Robertson on the wing. Robertson thinking about getting a cross in, tries to get across, falls down to Jota. Jota, really nice ball to Genie. Genie all the way to Arnold, and then Arnold just kind of hits the ball up a little too much, but it would have been a really good idea to pass it in there right in front of the win. Taki Minamino is going to be coming onto the pitch here for Liverpool, and he's going to be replacing Roberto Firmino, which actually, people will always critique him. He didn't get his goals, he didn't get his assists, but what he did to be able to create those first 2 goals for Liverpool was unbelievable. He was involved in it through and through. So, critique him as much as you want. He is still an integral part of the system and how we actually play. Maybe he won't show up in the stat sheets with assists and actual goals, but he does things on the pitch that nobody else can really recreate. Yeah, Taki's just coming on for 3 minutes. Probably just to do the sub to kill a minute. of the added time. It's just kind of um, it's just kind of it's kind of normal. Sometimes they have like contracts; they have to like technically appear X amount of times, things like that. So, I mean, they sometimes throw these up just for a little bit. But in general, I think Liverpool here is going to end up taking the match against Arsenal. One of typically always a tricky fixture just because of Arsenal's talent and also Arsenal's ability with their front three. I mean, Aubameyang, Willian, and Lacazette really did give us some problems here today and could have given us more problems if it wasn't for Alisson and his exceptional goalkeeping. So credit to Liverpool, but also credit to Arsenal for the effort that they showed. They were able to pounce on the mistakes. A really poor. Do you finish streaming after the match hits full time? Yeah, I typically do. I have to get back to work. Um, so I have to finish up some work and get back to real life, unfortunately. But Alisson here is going to be to kick it away with a minute left in extended time. And there's also, unfortunately, not much else to stream. There's no other sports until later tonight. So kind of have to find a way to cut it off one way or another, right? But here, overall, a good. Oh, Aubameyang's going to be in here, possible. Aubameyang, maybe he's going to score. Nketiah possibly going to score. No, Gomez gets it away for a corner kick. Really good job on Liverpool getting back on defense there. They clearly don't want another goal to go back into the net, understanding that the clean sheet is gone. That ball was definitely onside. Joe Gomez tried to step up, but Aubameyang was onside. Van Dijk did a really good job to recover and get back. Very good job in general for Liverpool. Overall, I think it was an exciting match for us. It was really difficult to see Andy Robertson and the mistake he had. Low cross there from Arsenal. Most likely the whistle will be blown here in kind of the next short few seconds or so. And that will be it. Liverpool take Arsenal 3-1 in full time here. And we will go top of the Premier League, tied with like Everton and a few other teams, but on goal difference, I think we're still necessarily ahead of them. But we will go top of the Premier League once again. A very good week, I would say, to pick up points because a lot of the other bigger teams drop points. Man City dropped points, Tottenham dropped points, Chelsea dropped points. So a lot of teams dropping points, but a lot of good things for Liverpool here. Winning this point, getting these points against Arsenal. Again, another really difficult team to play against and a tricky team as well. So fantastic overall from Arsenal. I want to thank from Liverpool. Thank you so much for all the support. We will be back. I think there is another match on Saturday. Let me check now when the next one is. Sorry. Match should be on Sunday. Yep, the match will be on Sunday at 2:15 versus Aston Villa Eastern. So we'll definitely be bringing that one to you. It is an afternoon Sunday game, so it'll unfortunately fall right in the middle of football, but that will be American football. So we will be bringing that to you. That will be the next Liverpool match. And yes, I have seen Polar Express. I don't actually. The only one that knows how to do the raids are actually my brother, and my brother's not on the stream right now. So I don't know actually how to do the raid, or I would, but I'm not exactly sure how to do it. But thank you everybody that was hanging out in chat today. Sandegate, Christopher Gonzalez, Sergeant Found You, as well. It's awesome to have you all here. Ibrahim Ahead, thank you very much for the follow. Sergeant Found You as well. Thank you very much for the follow. And thank you all for all the views today. Thank you very much. We will catch you back on the next stream. The next Real Life Sports stream most likely will be the NBA Finals at 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Wednesday. With all of that from here and all of us from Real Life Sports, thank you very much and appreciate it. Have a nice, blessed day.